Hey everybody, Berger here again. My topic for emergency preparedness today is fire escape plans. I'll go over a few things. The FEMA website says that more than 3,400 Americans die each year in fires, and approximately 17,500 are injured. Deaths resulting from failed emergency escapes are particularly avoidable. This is true. What we're talking about here is making sure that you and your family have an appropriate escape plan for your home, that you go over it with everybody in the family, including your kids. Especially the kids is something that you want to repeat over and over again to make sure that it just becomes muscle memory. Not have to think too much about what they're doing. They already know if they hear alarms or smell or see smoke. They may even be able to help you in case of emergency. If you're not up, they may run and get you. So it's particularly important also that not only have one escape plan, but have two escape plans in case certain routes that you've determined in the past when you've discussed your escape plan are cut off. There are other ways, other things that you can go over in case those ways are unavailable. One of the things that you need to do is go over escaping from each room in case your escape is cut off from a particular room, to know how to get out of there, either the regular route through the door and then maybe out the front door, but you also need to have a secondary escape like a window. In the event that the windows have bars on them, there has to be a quick release for those bars that you can get to from the inside so you can escape through the window. It's very important that especially the children know how this is done. So once again, it's practicing escaping from the room, very important. Not just a whole escape plan together and where to go once you get outside, but just something as simple as that particular room, and make sure in the dark, if there's some light smoke, how to get out of that one room before you can even get anywhere else. The other thing is to discuss with your family that you must immediately leave the home. Okay? Now obviously if you have kids, you need to make sure that you get your kids before you get out of the house. You need to make sure that you have something set up so if the kids do recognize it first, they know how to get out of the home and they know where the safe meeting place that you've designated is. It could be if you're close with your neighbors, it could be over the neighbor's house, it could be across the street, obviously being careful to cross the street whenever this emergency occurs, and get across the street so you're safely away from the building, but you're somewhere where you can meet, so once you get out you're not confused as to somebody possibly still being in the home. One of the other rules is obviously once out, stay out. Make sure that everybody is out, but once you're out, there's no going back in for the family pet. I know that it's a terrible idea to leave them, especially if you've had them for a while, but the fire department should arrive very soon, and you should wait for them to get there. If there's something that they can do possibly to go inside, obviously we're trained a little better than the average person to go into that situation, so let the professionals deal with it. The other thing is to make sure that the kids especially know how to dial 911. If they have phones, obviously they can do that. If not, in the event of an emergency, they can get outside the neighbor's house, make sure that either they can call or ask the neighbor to call 911. The point is for everybody to get out safely. The other thing that we need to discuss very quickly is carbon monoxide. If a home uses natural gas or propane gas, the key is to understand and learn what the alarms sound like when they go off. Obviously, smoke detectors should be in the home, so especially the kids need to be aware of what that sounds like. So you should run through tests with them, make sure they understand. There's always test buttons on these alarms. Push them, make sure the kids can hear them so they understand what that means when that goes off and know exactly what to do. Let them understand that if there's superheated gases and smoke in the house, that they may need to crouch down or maybe even crawl on the ground to avoid breathing that stuff in and make it out of the house safely. Also, a carbon monoxide detector, very important if you have gas in the home. Make sure that they understand what that sounds like and what they should do in the event that they hear that alarm go off, that it's just as dangerous, if not more. They need to maybe very quickly try to wake up mommy and daddy. If they can't, they still, I know it's difficult, but they need to learn that they still need to leave the home and go to a designated area, preferably if they can get mommy and daddy's phone. If they don't have one, they can use that to call 911 and tell them what's going on. Or they need to get out of the house, just like the fire escape plan, get to a neighbor, a pre-designated area, hopefully a neighbor that you know that they can use a phone, get 911 on the way so they can help with whatever emergency circumstances are going on. So I hope you enjoyed the video. It's something that I think that has been touched upon briefly with other topics in the past, but I wanted to get a little more in depth on it and make sure that everybody understands how important it is to have one of these fire safety, fire evacuation plans in an emergency. Extremely important that you run drills with your family and make sure that the kids know what to do in the event of an emergency. All right, guys. See you next time.